Hello, this is Yarn Nerd with Cookies and Crochet. Welcome back. Today I wanted to do a little something different. I wanted to share a video as a little tribute to my grandma because this is the anniversary of when she passed away, and this isn't going to be a sad video, if you're worried about that. I actually wanted to make a happy video. A tribute to her and kind of a celebratory who she was and what she meant to me, and her legacy that she left behind. So, why don't we get started? I do have my coffee. Ooh. Hair is doing wild things again today. This is a mug a friend gave me, actually, because I had, funny story, real quick. I have a mug that says "But First Coffee," and so I think it was for Christmas or my birthday. She got me this this mug that says "But First Jesus," and so I really appreciate that. So I'm a woman of faith, and my faith and God are big. Well, the most important thing in my life, and so I really appreciate that mug that she got for me. I also got a little snack. This is a pumpkin roll. I did not make this. I've actually never made a pumpkin roll, but I got it at the store. I was there yesterday because I'm trying to get more into the fall-y season. So anyway, I just wanted to share a little bit about my grandma, and I also have a lot of things that she made, that she gave to me when she was still living, and then I have some things that I acquired when she passed away, or after she passed away. And then my grandpa, her husband, actually passed away just this past March, and I acquired a few more things after he passed, because a chest at their home, we opened up and found some things that she had kept, some things that were hers. And so anyway, I'm just going to share a few things, and let's get started. Okay, so these were hanging in her kitchen. This is not a pot holder because it's very thin, as you can see. I think this was more as like a decorative doily type thing, and it has a little ring on it. But that's just the corner to corner stitch. Very, very, very small. I'm not sure what size hook, but I thought it was very cool because when I happened to see this, I had just learned the corner to corner stitch, and I was like, ooh, how'd she get it to make the stripes? So I was looking at it, trying to figure it out. But anyway, so I have this hanging in my kitchen, and I am, it's not cotton either. It's a thread, of course, but it's kind of shimmery. I don't know if you can see it very well. It's not like a dull thread. It's shimmery. I'm not shimmery. It's shiny. I don't know how to describe it, but anyway, and another one that was hanging in her kitchen, which I think is just not only adorable, but beautiful. I mean, now this, of course, required a very small hook as well. And this is double thick. I don't think she ever used this as a hot pad, just because it's too pretty. I think it's too pretty to use as a hot pad, but it is double thick. I can see that there are 2 layers there. So anyway, but isn't that beautiful? And it's got a little thing on it. So I have this hanging in my kitchen as well, so I can see it. Now, I did acquire, my mom gave me a few of her hooks, her crochet hooks. This is just a plastic crochet hook. And the weird thing is that the only thing I see on it is this very tiny size H on the very end of it. Do you see it? Just size H. It doesn't have a number. It doesn't have anything else on it. It doesn't have what brand it is. So that's one. This one has a Susan Susan 1 Bates. Is it Bates? Very hard to read. And this is made in USA. And then it has this little thing on the end, which I'm not sure exactly what that is. Oh, I can guess, but I don't know what that is. I don't know if you know, maybe to hold, when you're holding it, I don't know. But anyway, so there it is. So, yeah, this is size 1, I guess. It has no other information on it except that. And then this one is the smallest one. And this actually has a size on it. This is Susan, oh, this is easier to read now. Susan Bates, Mexico on it. And then US 5-1.7 millimeter. So that's the other one. Can you see that? Yeah. So those are the hooks I have. I do remember when she passed away, my grandpa just kind of wanted all of her things kind of given away and out of the house, just because, you know, he didn't want to, you know, it was just too hard for him to see all her things in the house when she was gone. So a lot of her things were given away to family, to friends, things that people could use. And I was really, I'm disappointed now, but when she passed away, they cleaned out, she had like a sewing room where she did a lot of her, she also sewed as well as crochet. She did a lot of crafty things, actually. But anyway, so a lot of her stuff was given away. And at that time, I wasn't crocheting. So when it was offered to me, I didn't take any of her things because I didn't have a need for it. And now I am. And so I'm a little sad because she had a lot of yarn. And I would have loved to have some of her yarn. I would have loved to see, maybe she had some whips, you know, projects that she didn't finish that I could have maybe finished for her. Or just seeing what kind of yarn she liked, what kind of brand she used, what was her favorite stitch. I don't know any of those things, so that makes me, you know, kind of sad that I didn't know, and I wish I did. But anyway, I do remember as a kid, she sewed a lot for us, me, my sister, and I have 2 cousins from my uncle's family, and she sewed things for us, clothing, dresses, and also because we played Barbies a lot, she would sew us Barbie clothes. So this is a dress that my grandma made for us, for our Barbie doll, and there's a little slip underneath. And then this can also, you know, double as a nightgown. So she made our Barbies a little robe. Isn't that cute? Look at that. Now, I don't remember what year this was made. I don't even remember how old I was, but now she also, she did a great job too. I mean, it fit our dolls perfectly. I mean, perfectly. And I don't know if she did it by hand or if it was, you know, with the sewing machine, but she did have a sewing machine. I do remember that. And, but she crocheted this huge ball gown. It was pink with white ruffles and a matching hat for our dolls. And I looked for it. I don't have it anymore. And I so wish I still had it. So, oh well, what are you going to do? I can't keep everything, and I don't try to keep everything because you don't really have the space, but I just, now that I crochet, I would have loved to look over it and see what stitches she used, and maybe figure out how she pieced it together. But it was beautiful. It was really beautiful. I'm going to take a drink real quick. She also made and we still have it, a baby blanket for my son. And I actually do remember her making this. I remember going to her house. She was sitting in her favorite chair in her recliner, sitting there making it. And I said, "Oh, what is that?" You know, I was asking her, and she said, "Oh, this is it's called popcorn stitch." So this is the blanket. Now, this blanket is very old because my son is almost 17, and so it has lost, it looks all one color, but when it was new, it was like a variegated baby type yarn, so it had all different colors, but very, very light, you know, not in your face colors. But yeah, she made this little blanket for him, so it's just all one. And I washed it because it was kind of stiff and scratchy, but and I washed it thinking that that would help, but I think it's just because the yarn is so old, and maybe she didn't use a very good quality yarn, and so it's just, it doesn't look very nice. But my son keeps it in his closet. He does not use it, but he does keep it in his closet. And that's the other thing I was thinking about my grandma. I do have one Afghan that my great-grandmother made. She crocheted it and gave it to my parents when they were married, and they have passed it on to me. But I don't remember any other Afghans in my grandma's house. I don't remember. She made doilies. She made... I remember her making some baby blankets for friends or people in her church. She was a woman of faith also, and she and my grandpa attended a Methodist church, and I would attend with them when we'd stay the night on weekends with them. So anyway, so I don't know if she made, I think she made some baby booties maybe, but I don't remember her making a lot of big things like Afghans and, you know, real big blankets. I do remember her making, she crocheted herself a sweater, and it was like a lacy type sweater. It was all green. It was a solid color, and it had like a little tie at the top, drawstring tie, and she would wear like a turtleneck under it, and she wore it every Christmas. Every Christmas she would wear it, because underneath she had this turtleneck that had like little wreaths and candy canes on it. So, and of course the sweater had like this shell design or lacy. Anyway, you could see through it. So she always wore her Christmas turtleneck underneath, and it was such a good memory. But she wore that every Christmas without fail, every Christmas. So anyway, and I'll go ahead and show you the Afghan that now this is my grandma's mother. She made this Afghan and gave it to my parents when they were married. So this Afghan is very old too, and it's all single crochet, and then I think there's some long crochets in the middle of it. And I remember using this as a kid on the couch when I'd lay on the couch. I'm going to move my stuff so it doesn't get knocked off. Disaster. I remember using this Afghan on our family couch when I was a kid, and it used to have fringe, and you see all the fringe is worn off, and in fact some of the ends have come loose, as you can see. So it's very old. Some of the fringe is like hanging on by a nub. But yeah, this used to be fringe all the way, and it's longer than it is wider, but it was very warm, because as you can see there's no holes in it. But she used a lot of different colors, and oh my goodness, the time this must have taken. As I have told you, I don't care for single crochet. It is mind-numbing to me because it takes so much time and it's so boring. But it does make a very pretty design. I do like the design. I don't care for the colors, but this must have been popular back when she made it, because lots of colors back then were made in these oranges and browns and stuff. But anyway, so that is a little piece of our family that I still have. And this yarn is kind of scratchy and it's kind of stiff. It's not soft and squishy, and you know, you want to rub it. So I think it may just be the age of the yarn, or maybe the quality of the yarn is just not all that great. But at least it's a family keepsake. So the other thing that I have, So my grandma also used to like, she made a couple dishcloths, but I believe my mom has them. And she also made some towel toppers or hanging towels. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm not using the right name, but you basically just crochet the top onto a towel, and then you can hang it like from your stove, from your fridge, whatever. Well, anyway, she had made several, actually. She had like 5, and they were all different. They were different designs, different colors. So I asked my mom if I could borrow a couple, take them home, and just look at the pattern and try to remake them. So this is one that I made from looking at the one my grandma had made. So this was hanging in my kitchen. This is one of the first ones I made. And I like the button. I think it looks really good. Now this one, I just folded the towel over. I did not cut it. A lot of the patterns tell you to cut it and then, you know, sew it on the top, but I didn't want to do that. I just folded it. And then this is the other design that this is actually, I think, one of the first ones I did. Now this one I did cut the towel in half and just crocheted it onto, oh, let me button that real quick. And then just, you know, crocheted onto the top of the towel. So yeah, this one is just a little bit different. But this matches my fridge because my fridge is like this color. So it looks really good on the fridge. So those are the other 2 things. And then, I don't know what that was. Hope I didn't break something. And then, now my mom said that these things we found in the trunk were the little baby clothes for my mom and my uncle. There's this little hat. Now, I don't know if my grandma made these or if someone made them and gave them to her when she had my mom and my uncle. There's this little bonnet. Look at that back. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That swirl. Oh, just gorgeous. And it looks like there's 2 different colors, like this bluish green and then like a lighter green, like a mint. Now I did go out, there was not this ribbon. I did go out and get ribbon and put it in so that it, you know, can be used again. So I just thought that was beautiful. This is crochet. There is a set and it's knit. I don't believe my grandma knit, so I don't know who did that because I don't believe my great-grandmother did. Here's the little jacket that matched. Now some of the ribbon, as you can see, even though I washed it, it's, you know, kind of old, but that's what happens. Now she had this put away in a trunk, so it was a little preserved, but this yarn is softer, and it may be because it was a special baby yarn, but this is still fairly soft. I did wash it, and I'll show you the back, but I just thought that was so cute, so pretty. And then this, pulling hairs out of it. And then this, I believe, now I don't know if these booties were meant to go with that, because they're different color. They're not. That's like a bluish green, and these are like green. So I don't know if this went with a different outfit or not, but this is the original ribbon, as you can see. And then this one did not have a ribbon, so I went out and got some and put it in there. But yeah. So, and then this is the other set. I'm going to take a drink real quick. So this is the other set. Now this is knit. This is all yellow, so I assume this was my mother's. And the green bluish set was for my uncle. But these are the little booties. Aren't those beautiful? Oh, so adorable. So both these ribbons were still, you know. Now I'm not going to tell you how old my mom is, because if she watches this video, she might be mad at me. Ew! So I will not say how old she is. But, and there's something on here. I don't know what that is, but I'll just show it to you anyway. Ew! This is a little jacket. Isn't that cute? Now, I believe yeah, this one did not have a ribbon, so I bought the ribbon and put it in there. But yeah, there's the little jacket. And there is something crawling on it. I'm not sure exactly what that thing is. It's like a little... I hope they're not trying to eat it at my grandma's work. There is something on there. Okay, I'm going to have to deal with that later. Sorry about that. And then here is the little bonnet. And there's something on here too. Oh my goodness. I don't know what that is. Anyway, I believe this bonnet is so cute. This is the back of the bonnet, and then this is the front. But and these ribbons were still intact. Isn't that beautiful? So I do not know who made these, but obviously my grandma did use them. Oh, one last thing. So my grandma sewed. Someone gave her this is a music box, and you turn it, oh, it's over here, and it plays that song from Sound of Music, you know, raindrops on roses and whispers on kittens. I'm not going to sing for you, don't worry. But anyway, every time we went over to my grandpa's house, my youngest would turn this and listen to the music. And so after Grandpa passed away, we were cleaning out his house, and my daughter asked if she could bring this home. Okay, just a minute, please. So anyway, she got to bring this home. And I'm not sure who gave this to my grandma, but I do remember it sitting on her bookshelf in their living room for a very long time. So it was obviously very special to her. So I am glad that we have it in our home, and it plays music, and it's just really special. So anyway, oh, and the very last thing, this is kind of a funny story. My grandma was very particular about her nails, and she would only use this very, very pale pink, very pale, almost a skin color on her nails. She would not use any other color when she would paint her nails, and she wouldn't paint them all the time, but you know, for special occasions and for church, she would paint her nails. But it was always this very, very pale pink, and we always asked her, you know, Grandma, why don't you try red? Why don't you try purple? Why don't you? She said, oh, no, that's not appropriate. That's not appropriate. So she would always use a very pale pink. So I painted my nails a very pale pink. And I never used this color. Never. I like kind of darker colors, or just, you know, a plain gloss on my nails. And I don't paint my nails all the time either. Just because I'm always busy with kids and washing dishes, it flakes off. You know, sometimes it's like a waste of time. But in honor of my grandma, I saw this, and so I did. Love you, Grandma.